Okay. Walton World, welcome to Live with Candice and Chris.
Welcome to the show. Happy Hump Day.
Welcome to the show.
How we feeling today?
No, how are you feeling?
So I had Candice put me on this salad from
Why
a place
you
called.
always
It's always
blame
her
me?
fault. No, I'm just playing. We eat at this place called Pollo Tropico. This is a salad that she
Oh, you
put
put
me
the
on.
whole name out.
Yes, and I've been addicted to it. And today it jacked my stomach up. So if I have to step off set, y'all know what's going on. But your stomach is fine, so I don't know what.
I don't know him.
You don't want to mess up with your friends over it.
Pollo, I love y'all.
We love y'all. I just don't know what happened in that salad today, but y'all had your boy bubbling a little bit. But we
It's
gonna
a
make it.
lie. Okay, I got you, friend. If you got a bubble on,
Just y'all roll with us.
bubble good. Well, we got a lot of bubbling today.
We got a lot of good stuff
There's
going
still
on.
a lot going on in the Meg Stallion and Nicki world, and we got all of it.
Yo, so I saw today, you know, the Michael Jackson biopic is supposed to drop next year.
Yeah.
And they announced that Nia Long is supposed to play Catherine.
I saw that.
What you think of that?
She could play anything. She could play water, and I'd be okay
You think?
with it.
I would be scared to take that role if I was Nia, because Angela Bassett was the original Catherine.
Yeah, but
And she,
but Nia can act.
Nia's a good,
Nia's
oh yeah,
a
Nia's a
great
beast,
actress.
but Angela, that is Catherine Jackson. in my
Don't do
eyes.
that. Don't do that. Leave her.
But I'm
Yeah,
excited to see the film, though. I will
get
be the
her
first
out
one in the theater with my Thriller jacket on to see that movie. I
You
can't
still
wait.
got your Thriller jacket?
I'm gonna find me one on
I got
Amazon.
the red jacket. I thought I was Michael Jackson's girlfriend. When I first used to move to America,
You had a little red Thriller
oh my
jacket?
God, I was infatuated.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You couldn't tell me he wasn't in my dreams real.
You couldn't tell me I wasn't a Jackson growing up.
Really?
I loved all of them.
I always used to wonder how they get the little curly wet hair. But- because back home, we don't have Jerry curl.
Oh, yeah.
So I used to when I saw black people hair, I'm like, how they get their hair like that?
That's texturized. I think.
We don't have, we don't.
Oh, y'all didn't have it in
Nobody
Jamaica.
does Jerry curl back home. So
I would
was
love
like,
to see a reaction the first time you saw a Jerry curl.
No,
in
you
person.
should see my reaction to an escalator.
Oh, you do it first time seeing one in America?
Woo!
What is this space
It was
thing?
interesting. But we have a lot more interesting than that. Guys, we have a lot coming up for you, but we got to start. Let's get into the breakdown. So this story is a little triggering. I know that we are not going to show the video to this story because it is a lot. So there was I was gonna make a pun, but this is not it. So I gotta reel it back. Actually, a 32-year-old Pennsylvania man went, I don't know if you would call it viral. I think it did go viral. He chopped off his father's head, decapitated completely, and posted it online holding the head with a very strong message to the U.S. government. The video is a lot. What he had to say is a lot. It's a lot of hatred. He's calling for different hate groups to basically come into action. So Justin Mohan has been charged with first-degree murder, and he killed his father, saying now he can eternally rest in hell.
In hell. And I saw the video, and
Yeah, we both did.
Well, I showed it to Candice, and I
It's
wish I
troubling.
wouldn't have seen it. But we should be really afraid, because these are the same types of people that stormed the Capitol. And if they're crazy enough to storm the Capitol and chop off a parent's head to send a message, that's probably the type of people we should be worried about, I would think. You know what I mean?
They say that every day, 1 out of 5 people that you come in contact with is a psychopath.
Yeah.
That's the statistic. So you never know who you're walking into. You never know what edge people are on. That's why I say you always got to treat people with kindness because they're at that next level of just.
And the group that he's apparently a part of is Mons Militia, I believe. So he called, as he's holding up his dad's decapitated head, he called for them to kill judges, government officials.
We don't have to name
He named, these are the people that he told them to go kill or seize. So I don't know anything about Mons Militia. I couldn't find the number of how many people are a part of it, but I would imagine it's a big group.
Well, here's how disturbing the video was. So all the videos have been removed from social media. The YouTube account where the actual video originated from, they took it down. They canceled the account. I'm just glad that they caught him. I'm just glad that this man is behind bars. But to see his father's head in a plastic bag is not something that I'm going to forget.
And the craziest part is, so in the video, he also put a bounty out over a few government officials. And he had a $10 million budget to allocate for these bounties. So I'm like, where does he even get this kind of money from to put out bounties on government officials' heads? So this is, I don't know.
I think, you know, as time goes on and they investigate it a lot more, we'll just have to wait. We don't want to say what was in the video. News outlets haven't said much, and neither are we. We're just sorry for the family, sorry for his wife and everyone that's around him. We're just glad that they caught him and the video is no longer online. Yeah,
unfortunate. We got to move on, you guys. So if you're in New York City, it looks like the crisis of illegal immigrants is far from over, and now a new change in labor laws may make this problem worse. So the Civil Service Commission is looking to loosen up restrictions when hiring employees. They no longer have to prove that they're proficient in English or have to prove work history. So this is coming on the heels of 170,000 plus migrants coming to New York as of last month. Now, the jobs that fall under this rubric is only 4,000. So 170,000 immigrants, 4,000 jobs. But this is going to make it worse. So now immigrants have a free place to stay, free food, free shelter, and now they could get a job without having to really prove any skills or work history. So this is a bad, those your stomping grounds, Can, New York City.
I knew you was going to do that.
You knew I was going to do it.
Here's the thing. On top of that, the unemployment rate right now in New York City is 53%. So you're talking about half the population that is not working. I am all for people coming here. I'm all for people migrating here and getting a chance to live. What I'm not okay with, I don't feel that you should just take someone in and say, I'm just going to give them a job. We don't know their history back home. A lot of them are running from the law. Not everyone that comes to the U.S. is actually just coming in because they need a safe haven. A lot of them extradition. A lot of them are drugs. A lot of them are sex traffickers. A lot of them are human traffickers. So I don't think they should do that. I think it's irresponsible of our government to even have the conversation to try to open that up. New York City is in dire need right now. They're at the hotels. They're at the Chelsea Hotel down in Manhattan. They're sleeping outside the building. This is in the freezing cold. They're out there with children. When you have this type of economy that doesn't take care of its own people, how can you take in other people and say you don't have to learn the language? Yes, you do have to learn the language. If you're in the U.S., you should speak English. I alone get mad when I go to McDonald's and they try to speak to me in Spanish because me, I like, what the hell are you talking about? That's annoying to me. You know what I mean? When you go to Jamaica, we're going to speak patois. We're not going to speak Spanish. You know? So if you come to a country, I think it's out of respect you learn that language.
I feel like this is a bad move to loosen the restrictions. But what's weird to me is that apparently out of all these hundreds of thousands of immigrants that have fled to the U.S., well, to New York, I'm sorry, only 2% of them have applied for work visas. So I'm wondering, do they not want to work?
Nope.
Or do they have some type of illegal, you know what I'm saying, moves they making? Like, what is?
Here's the thing here's what happens with that. And this is what happens with human trafficking too. Passports and legal documents are always held at ransom, okay? So even if someone comes in, they're not going to go to the hospital. They're not going to seek the help they need. They're not going to go to government because their thought is, I am going to be sent back. So a lot of them are going to stay here illegal. They're going to try to work off the system and just disappear. And that's what happens. And that's what the government needs to work on. It's not about immigrants coming to the
Right,
U.S.
right.
It's how they disappear and end up in different places. And then you have no accountability. That's where the problem comes in. Have some regular accountability in this country. Let people come, but don't just say, okay, here. If it's too much is in one area, send them to another state. You can't just have an entire nation migrate in the city of New York. There's how many other states in the U.S.?
And that was confused to me. Why do they automatically drop them off in New York? Because I know at one point they were sending them to Texas. And I think Governor Abbott sent them to New York. But it's 49 other states. So that's what I'm saying. Why don't they disperse them out in other areas versus, you know what I mean, just putting them all in New York?
I think that the common census in New York is that New York has what these people need, and they don't. 50% homelessness for New York City is a lot of people. Back alone in 2023, you have 1.5 million people that came in the borders, and they went to New York City. A lot of them don't go anywhere else because they can get things there. They can get the help that they need. They can't go to Wyoming. If they go to Wyoming, they're in a tree. Where am I gonna go? What am I gonna eat? Dirt? So, you know, of course they're gonna go to New York, but it should be something set up for them, not just have them come there, they're on the streets. That's not a plan. That's a plan to fail, but that's our government.
Shocker. Moving on.
Move on.
Move on.
You don't want to move on. You want to say you want You want to hear my mouth go out about U.S.? Well, let me tell you what happens in the U.S.
And on that note, it's time to get into what's trending. So a woman has gone viral after advocating for bigger seats to accommodate women with bigger butts. Take a look at this clip.
I should have bigger seats. So today I had a flight, and even if I was flying on first class, I couldn't fit on the airplane seat. So this is a petition for all the airlines. So big girls like me can fly. It's not my fault to have an ass this big. Please just make them bigger.
So that is Instagram model Gracie Bunn, and as you can imagine, social media had a lot to say.
Wait, did we show the bump? Did y'all see the bump? Can we play that again? No, y'all have to see the bump. Please look at the bump. Do y'all see the bump?
Look at that.
Okay.
My first question is, it can't be real. Is that real?
Did you asking? I look like a doctor?
I mean, the butt to thigh ratio looked like it matched. So
okay, wait. Hold that thought, because I got a lot to say. I'm going to say when we come back. We got to take a short break, guys. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hey, man. The kind of time for show. Let's go. Come on. Hey. The kind of time for show. The kind of time for show. Hey, man. The kind of time for show. Let's go. Come on. Hey. The kind of time for show. The kind of time for show. Hey, man. The kind of time for show. Let's go. Come on. Hey. The kind of time for show. The kind of time for show. The kind of time for show. Welcome back to the show. You're still tuned in to What's Trending. So we're talking about Instagram model Gracie Bond, who is famous for her infamous large behind. She is now advocating for bigger seats on airplanes. Now, while we talk about it, I want you to take a look at her famous backside. I feel like it's the right message, but the wrong messenger. Because I do think that they should accommodate, plus size passengers, but not ones that have gotten like BBLs. Like that shouldn't be the person to advocate for it. When you did this to yourself, why you making that face?
I'm trying to figure out how that would feel.
Oh, you get
it's not even comfortable
to sit on a butt that big.
Like it wouldn't even fit in properly.
Yeah, that's how she walk around.
I don't know. I think it's special. Mm-hmm. I think that that's a lot done. That's a lot of work. That's excessive.
That's excessive.
I'm all for anyone improving themselves, get your rah. But when you do boom, 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 and you look like that, that's too much. That's not even believable.
Yeah.
That's not even believable. Yeah. That's gotta be heavy.
That's gotta be. I'm wondering about hygiene. How do you wipe something?
What do you mean?
If it's this big, how does she even reach all the way behind all that? Like that's a lot.
Chris,
that's a lot to get around.
Chris,
back
we wipe a little different. It's a little different. It's all right. It's all right, friend. I'm just glad that you said it, Terry. But no, I do feel like they need bigger chairs.
Right.
That's definite. We've had stories before where we've had plus size individuals and they can't even walk down the aisle. So that should happen. But to make a better seat because your BBL can't fit. That doesn't make any sense.
And it kind of makes a mockery out of the people who actually do need it that can't get it because of, health reasons. They can't lose weight. So those people really do need the larger seats because it's nothing worse than flying next to somebody.
I wonder if it can pop. No, let's move on. Let's move on. It just looked like you could put a pin in it. Just pop.
It's like a balloon.
Just pop. But we got to move on. Nicki and Megan. So the beef is getting dirtier and dirtier by the day, unfortunately. Do you know that now there is an online protest against Nicki? There is actually someone who made a whole campaign for her to be off of social media completely. I think that's ridiculous. But so the beef is taking an ugly turn. Megan's mom, late mom, she passed away in 2019 from brain cancer. Apparently, authorities have to now watch the gravesite because of the beef. So because of what Nicki said in her songs, her loyal fans have now incited for everyone to go and decimate the grave. So authorities are watching over it a lot harder than they usually would. They say, thankfully, no one's shown up, no one's come there, but this is getting ugly.
Those damn Barbz. They crazy. The Barbz is their fan base, the Barbz. But I'm just saying, like, what Nicki Minaj is doing, does that not count as bullying?
It does.
It's bullying.
It does. And here's the thing, because it's funny you said that. So Megan came out, someone in her camp came out and they spoke to a couple different sources and said she is extremely devastated. Megan is devastated by all of this. Mm-hmm. And her team is working overtime now. They've even talked about possibly suing Nicki Minaj. So they're trying to figure out how to go about this, what's the best way, but we know that legal may actually come into this because this is cyberbullying.
Literally.
This is cyberbullying, and Nicki needs to be careful. Over $100 million was paid out last year in cyberbullying cases that actually was a lot less than what we're seeing go on here because Nicki has not let up. Girl, stop. Just stop.
Nicki's going out bad. She's going out bad. Like, to be a rap icon, a legend, 15 plus years in the game, and you beefing with a girl half your age because she ate you up on a diss track. I mean, it's one, and I get battle rapping, it's not a friendly competition. You go below the belt, but some things you just don't. The line on your dead mama line, she could have left that out.
But here's the thing. Nicki said that she only said it because she was upset because of Megan's Law, once again, you're going to talk about but that is a whole another legal issue. So there's so many pieces coming out from this that I don't think either one of them expected.
But to me, the difference between what Meg did and what Nicki's doing. Yes, Meg did take a dig by bringing up the Megan's Law
Right.
remark. But Nicki Minaj's husband is here to defend himself. Megan's mom is dead, so to bring her up in a lyric, and you know what I mean? That's why I feel like it's a little off balance to me. You can bring up somebody that can defend themselves, but to speak on the dead, she's not here. You know what I mean?
I still, in my heart, but don't believe that Megan did it as a diss. I really don't. I don't leave me alone. Leave me alone. It just so happens that Nicki's husband is a rapist. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
It just so happened.
Okay, so when
so
it
happened that
came
he's
to
right.
Megan Law, she took it to, a whole nother extent. I don't buy it.
And Megan
I
can't
don't buy
catch a break because not only is
buy it.
she into it with Nicki about this, but the parents of the deceased girl, the reason that the Megan's Law even exists, now they're trying to take legal action against Meg Thee Stallion. Richard Conker, whose daughter was murdered and raped by a neighbor in 1996, which is the reason that this law was even passed, that states that any molester or they have to make it publicly known because of this law.
You have to register.
But I feel like that's dumb to try to take legal action against Megan for something like that, because I felt like and this could be a reach, but I feel like she kind of brought awareness to Meg. I didn't even know what Megan's Law was until she said it in the song and I Googled it. I didn't know what that law was. So in a way, even though it wasn't used for that intent, I feel like it kind of brought awareness to the law. That could be a reach, though.
I don't think it brought awareness. I think it brought visibility to it for the people who didn't know what Megan Laws is, and they pulled it up. But that is a reach because that law is public. All laws are public. Right? So anyone is able to, you can use it for a song, you can do anything for it. It's not private property, it's not sole property. You can't, so he's reaching by even getting involved. Why are you getting involved? Like, we get that his daughter passed away, and it's sad. If Megan's Law was there before, it could have been avoided.
Right.
But it's almost like you're tainting now your daughter's legacy. You're tainting what it all meant, because why are you jumping into this now? But it's all about money at the end of the day.
It's all about money and clout. And I always say clout is a hell of a drug.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
But all in all, this single, Hiss, is still set to hit #1 on the Hot 100 Billboard charts. So congratulations, Megan. With all the drama and stuff going on, she's still succeeding. So I'm not mad at it. But we got to move on, you guys. So Love and Hip Hop star Mendeecees and Yandy went viral after Yandy suggested she wanted to give her eggs to a relative. Take a look at this.
Mendeecees, she wants to have a baby that has her DNA, that looks like us, that she feels like is a part of her heritage, her culture.
She don't have no one in the family else that can do it? You the only one?
I'm her sister, her only sister.
Listen, you're not her sister, you're her cousin.
Mendeecees, that is my sister.
But I'm your husband. So
Yeah,
legally, that's our child.
It's not your child. Mendeecees.
As you imagine, social media had a lot to say. I kind of see both sides of this coin, I think.
Oh, my God.
And you know I was going to say that.
Oh, my God.
Because on one hand, it's like,
you always on the daggone fence. I need you to jump off the fence.
well, I can't say anything concrete about a woman's body. That's y'all body. I do. He's so dramatic. I do feel like she has the right to say whatever she wants to say about her eggs, but I don't know. That's her husband. So what you think? You're married.
I don't need to talk to you.
You're the married one.
Listen.
You're the married one here.
Y'all give me somebody I can fight with. Listen. The thing about it is, she is wrong. She's wrong. Period. That's her husband. Listen, when you get married, your body is not your own anymore. My body is his body is mine. You belong to me, I belong to you. Before you try to change anything, you check with me first. Listen, I'm old school marriage. I'm old school.
So whatever he say,
I'm old school marriage. Whatever he say, what?
goes.
But we're gonna discuss it.
Right.
We're gonna discuss it together. We're gonna make that decision together. I'm not saying you own to that extent. That's not what I'm saying. But you're still one. I get where he's coming from. If he's gonna turn around and he's gonna support that baby, so he does have a say in it. Because regardless or not if she carries that child, he's supporting that child. That's his wife. That baby is in his household for 8 months. He's taking care of his wife for 8 months. You do have to, you're not moving out for 8 months. So she can't, it's unfair for her to say it has nothing to do with him. That's not what marriage is.
I mean, but that could work both ways. And so
How?
if she can say that he has the right to say whatever she can do with her body, then so can a husband tell his wife to get her tubes tied?
Now, of course, there's something they got to decide together.
But I'm saying, because you just said, whatever my man wants, I get
You went to a whole extreme.
If they work, it's the same. It can go either way.
If they decide that together, that's different. That's something different. She's talking about having a child for her cousin. You're talking about having
giving her
no
cousin
children.
an egg.
Right, you're talking about no children. That's apples to oranges right now. Give me something else I could work with.
But what's the problem if if this is her sister,
It's
relative,
her cousin.
a cousin, well, cousin like sister,
She
whatever.
can adopt.
But she said that she wants to have a baby that has the same DNA as her, that has her blood running. I get what Yandy is saying. I get her argument. If
she's single. Yes, I get your argument too.
So if you had a sister,
let me tell you.
wait.
Let me tell you.
Here she go.
You know what's wrong with a lot of these married couples? Y'all not really married.
What?
You're not. You're married on paper. It looks cute. Because when you have to come down and submit to each other, it's not there. This conversation is a private conversation between a married couple. They both have to agree. If he's against it, she got to understand why she's against it too. It has to go both ways. He has to take care of that baby. That's in his household. Now, when she go have the baby and let's say, God forbid, she gets sick, who's going to have the burden to take care of her? You cannot do that by yourself.
Well, to my understanding, she's supposed to have the baby and give it to her
And
cousin.
don't work that
so
way.
that's not there.
How y'all had to explain to this baby later, or we just had a baby, we just gave it away. There's a lot that comes with that. It's not that simple. I feel he has everything to say, but I'm not going to fight with Chris no more. That's our show for today. We got to get out of here, guys.
See you tomorrow.